So sad, guys. I'm so sad. I just can't believe this news, man. Been sobbing all morning, just feeling down, just not really sure what to make of life anymore, you know? My favorite person just all of a sudden just ended the campaign, just done. Not going to be my president. Not going to be my president. Hashtag not going to be my president. What am I going to do, you guys? I just need to vent. I just need to vent because I'm in my feelings right now. You know, my favorite candidate has decided to prematurely end her presidential campaign because what hope do we have in this country if not for Kamala Harris, a strong colored woman? I'm sorry, woman of color. There. I fixed the racism. If you just say it backwards, if you say woman of color instead of colored woman, it's different. But man, she dropped out. What are we to do? We have no shot. I mean, surely it's because of the deeply rooted bigotry and racism in America that Kamala had no choice. You know, woman, colored, not millionaire, not billionaire, so she couldn't fund her own campaign. America is falling off a cliff. What are we going to do? I guess we'll just have to vote for Trump 2020, baby. That's what we're going to do anyway. But, you know, I had to have a little bit of fun with this because it's just circulating the headlines. I wasn't even going to say anything about this, but because so many people are talking about it, I'm like, I got a few things to say about it. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's long overdue, like most people, right? Like, wasn't she supposed? I'm surprised the campaign lasted as long as it did. I mean, it got off to a rocky start, and then Tulsi Gabbard just went for the jugular, and she's been bleeding out ever since. I mean that metaphorically. I already know YouTube's going to demonetize this for wrong think. But, yeah, it's been a long time coming. You know, she hit her peak early when she went after Joe Biden about busing, and she thought she had all the swagger about her. She's throwing her weight around, just acting all bougie, nose up in the air, just one of those snobby, snooty neoliberals. But then Tulsi came at her like, yeah, what about your record as a prosecutor? You know? And then just everything else about her was just, she was one of the most phony, tone deaf politicians maybe ever that I've ever seen. When I mean tone deaf, I'm like, let me go on the Breakfast Club and talk about how I smoked weed and listened to Tupac before he ever put out an album. Let me brag about smoking weed, but I've also prosecuted people for weed. That's tone deaf. That's what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to think it's cool. And then let me go to University of South Carolina and skip and dance and like show off because I'm a strong black woman, except I'm a shapeshifter because I was sworn in as the first Indian woman. That's a whole nother story. I'm just saying, man, damn. Kamala Harris, the crooked prosecutor, finally dropped out. But we still got a lot of clowns. And unfortunately, there's more clowns entering the race than there are dropping out. I think for me, the biggest surprise with Kamala dropping out is that she dropped out sooner than people who we've never even heard of. There are people running for president that are still in the race that clearly haven't raised as much money as she has. Some have no political experience. Some don't have any support really, and they haven't dropped out. So you have no names that still are in. There are some people who were on the debate stage, like Amy Klobuchar. Who the hell is that? Why hasn't she dropped out first? You would honestly, I'm surprised that she dropped out before Tulsi Gabbard, just on like posturing alone. Like, well, I outlasted you, you know, just because it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of catty between them. But I'm surprised that she dropped out before some certain people. But I'm not surprised that her campaign is over. Let's be real. I said this already. This is something that everybody should know. She was never viable to begin with. She was never viable. Joe Biden was the only one that they saw that could actually garner middle of the road support, independents, moderates, middle America, Rust Belt, whatever. She had too much identity politics. The average person doesn't care about that. So I'm not surprised that her campaign ended soon. I just really thought there would be some other no names to drop out before her. Marianne Williamson is still in there. Okay, so if Kamala Harris is not going to be on the debate stage anymore, can we at least get Marianne Williamson up there? She at least has something fresh to say. She's at least like, I don't know. She's like the wild card. That's what she is. You don't know what she's going to say, but she's probably going to drop a truth bomb, and then they'll cut her mic off, or they'll go after her the way they did Tulsi. I would much rather see Marianne Williamson on stage just for entertainment purposes. You know, outside of the fact that she's a kooky, crazy old hippie grandma, she's not like unlikable. I don't think people will say that they don't like her, whereas Kamala Harris was just unlikable. And then to talk about, I was watching, was it Van Jones? Oh my God. White Lash Van Jones talking about Kamala Harris, a woman of color. She really could have bridged the gap. She was building a coalition. She was the future of the Democratic Party. I'm like, what minority support does she have? Honestly, Black people don't like Kamala Harris. They don't like her. The ones that do, I don't know how. That's literal Stockholm syndrome. She locked up a lot of Black people. So I don't know. I don't understand that. But the average Black person was not feeling her. And she's just trying to ride the coattails of being Black because she's not Black. So she didn't have that support. She didn't really have minority support. So other than the fact that she's physically a colored woman, woman of color, there. See, it's like I said, it's less racist if you say woman of color instead of colored woman. She's a woman of color. So that's what she had going for her. So they're all crying their eyes out. Now the top of the field is just old white men, old white billionaire men. You got Bloomberg, you got Tom Steyer. Bernie wants to be a billionaire. You're right. That's why Bernie demonizes billionaires, but he stops short of demonizing millionaires because he is one. But as soon as he's a billionaire, trillionaires are the problem. Anyway, got off on a tangent there. You got Biden, you got freaking Steyer, and now you got Bloomberg. Everybody with a B is just Bloomberg, Beto, Bernie, Buttigieg, Biden, all these Bs, billionaires. There's no room for the classy Kamala Harris, Kamala, right? That's how she tried to say her name. Kamala, I'm so Black, right? She dropped out. It actually feels good to see that somebody dropped out that was actually irking everybody's nerves, right? Half of the people that dropped out, as much as Beto was annoying, it was funny to watch him just be goofy up on stage and make a fool out of himself. But Kamala was actually cringy to watch, cringy to hear her talk, cringy to watch her be fake and phony and plastic. But she finally dropped out. I'm just surprised it didn't happen sooner. But these candidates that are at the top of the Democrat field are old white people. And I thought Simone Sanders said, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party. Well, white people are leading the Democratic Party. And for them to try to call it racist, I love that this was brought up on Tucker last night. How is it that they're blaming Kamala dropping out early on racism and sexism when it was the Democrat primary? So are you saying Democrats are racist and sexist? Because normally those slanderous terms are reserved exclusively for conservatives. You call conservatives all the racist, sexist, xenophobic, homophobic, Islamophobic, the whole list of go-to names. When something doesn't go your way, you usually call conservatives that. So if she were to use that in a general election, right, if she were going against Trump, then yeah, she could easily cloak herself in that. Say, yeah, racism, and it was sexism, and it was middle America, and it was white farmers, and all this stuff. But it was all Democrats. I thought Democrats were the most woke, progressive, loving, tolerant, acceptant people on planet Earth. So if that's the case, and they were the only ones that decide who makes it and gets the nomination, how can you then say that they're all racist, sexist, xenophobic, homophobic? And if you're also saying, well, the new Democrat Party is minorities and it's immigrants and it's all these different genders of people. Well, if those are the people, then why are they not supporting the woman of color? In fact, they also brought up on Tucker last night how if it's really racism, then how come black people, black Democrats support creepy Uncle Joe Biden over Kamala Harris? Are they boycotting her? Are black people racist against Kamala? Right? This victimhood card is just, it's so played out. It's the most broken record maybe ever played. The identity politics record has been playing on repeat, just constantly spinning. So when Pete Buttigieg drops out, we all know what that's going to be. Well, America just wasn't ready for a gay president, even though it'll be the Democrat primary. They don't think ahead before they come out with this stuff. They're just like, here's the excuse. We already have it lined up. Just like, this actually reminds me of the midterm elections last year. You had Stacey Abrams lose her gubernatorial race in Georgia. Andrew Gillum lost his in Florida. And they already had their excuses lined up. It was voter suppression. It was racism. It was sexism. Brian Kemp did this and that, blah, blah, blah. Stacey Abrams had every excuse in the book, and she still didn't concede the race. She still hasn't, by the way. She still thinks she got cheated. What a sore freaking loser. But she already had that lined up. She had it all lined up. If I lose, it's because of this. That is always the excuse. It's the go-to excuse. If I lose, it's because racism and some other thing. It had nothing to do with the fact that my policies were trash and I was unlikable and I couldn't fit in and I was fake and phony and I had a horrible record as a prosecutor and as a human being. It's because of these external factors that were outside of my control. Way to cop out. No accountability. Oh, I had the support, but I didn't have the fundraising. Well, those go hand in hand, dummy. How can you have the support but not the money? If you have the support but not the money, you got to question the support, right? Because how much do they support you if they won't come out of pocket? See, they don't think. That's why they need us here, because we can be the brains of the operation and they can just be the big old beating hearts, right? I love everyone except for people who disagree. Then they're racist, sexist, xenophobic, homophobic. But that's what they do every single time on repeat. Hasn't Hillary blamed every single thing on planet Earth for why she lost? It was Russia, it was Trump, it was the hacked emails, it was voter suppression in Wisconsin, it was all these things, it was everything else. My Starbucks coffee spilled over and a squirrel ran in front of me in traffic and I swerved and I was stressed out all day. All these excuses that she made. Same thing with Stacey Abrams, same thing with Andrew Gillum. They continue to make excuses. And now Kamala Harris just joined in that whole thing. That's what they do. So I think it's hilarious. I was joking, obviously, that I was sad that she dropped out. I did want to see her go at it with Tulsi once more. I mean, because they did go at it the last debate. I mean, anything to keep it entertaining at this point. I mean, if we're going to have to sit through another 6 more, however many more debates that they have before we get down to either Joe Biden or Elizabeth Warren, because we all know that's what it is. We can't cut to the chase. So since we got to go through these agonizing months of debates and stupid freaking town halls that are pointless and just bring out all these crazy fringe people, if we got to sit through all that, can we at least have entertaining candidates? Can we have the cast of SNL up there? Just sneak one in. We wouldn't even notice because there's already like 40 of these clowns running for president anyway. Get Marianne Williamson back up there, right? So what do we have left? What do we have left? We got Joe Biden, who can't stop sniffing children, who can't talk without his teeth flying out of his mouth, eye bleeds, gaps for days, saying all kind of weird stuff about hair sticking up on his legs. You got Joe Biden, who's falling apart mentally. His mind has left him. Literal dementia happening in front of our eyes. He's falling apart. Then you got Bolshevik Bernie, Marxist Bernie, calling for a revolution every 5 minutes. Bernie wants the proletariat uprising and overthrow. You got Elizabeth Warren, right? She's just female Bernie. Wealth tax, we're going to do this and not. Elizabeth Warren is a little bit cleaner with her delivery than Bernie. Bernie's just a grumpy old man. Elizabeth Warren has at least a little bit of spunk, I guess. You got Pete Buttigieg. He's boring and plain, right? And then Klobuchar, who is Klobuchar? How is she still in the race? You got bathroom Cory Booker. I'm surprised. I thought he would actually drop out before Kamala, but he's still a person of color. Sorry, YouTube is going to censor this, man, because I said colored person instead of person of color. And this channel's done, guys. It's done. YouTube is coming for this channel. I got 6 days, so I might as well say whatever I want to say, right? 6 days from now, they're probably pulling the plug on this Nificent thing over here. Hopefully not. We'll see. But, hey, man, I thought Cory Booker would have dropped out before Kamala Harris. So we still have Cory Booker. We got Tulsi Gabbard, who nobody wants to talk about, but she's a minority. She's in there. You got Andrew Yang. That's a person of color, right? So you got 3 people of color left. Oh, and you got some random black guy that joined, but he hasn't made it to the debate stage yet. I'm assuming if he doesn't, they're going to blame, you know what? You already know. You know what they're going to call it. If he does not make it to the debate stage, I think you guys know what they're going to call it. So there's that. But the rest of it's just a bunch of old white people. So we might as well get Marianne Williamson on there so she can light some incense and spread out some crystals and talk about how she's going to heal the chakras of our country. That's what we want. We want some entertainment, right? If we're going to call this clown world, can we get some real clowns on stage, not the cringy ones that you want to, the creepy ones? That's what Kamala is equivalent to, the clown that you don't want to see, right? So let's keep Joe up there. Joe 30330. Bolshevik Bernie, he's just angry. Bernie's angry. He wants his revolution. That's what it's going to take to get his communist plan enacted is, the proletariat uprising. Elizabeth Warren is about to really play that gender card because all of that woman power, all that woke feminism is going to consolidate to her. Tulsi Gabbard is still going to be warmonger, Hillary, war machine, foreign policy establishment. Yay. One trick pony. That's all I got. Nothing else. That's Tulsi. Right? So what else? You got Bloomberg in here. Bloomberg is over here redistributing his wealth in the most reckless way possible. Let me just spend hundreds of millions and flood my campaign ads all over on Thanksgiving Day during the football games. All these Bloomberg ads popping up on YouTube. Bloomberg doesn't have a shot, man. Come on. See, when I say tone deaf, this is what I mean. What makes you think you can just come out as an authoritarian like Bloomberg was with all his policies in New York City? Bloomberg thinks he could just enter the race. I'll just buy my way to the election. I'll just buy it. What's it take to be president? How much is it? Who do I make the check out to? That's Bloomberg's mindset. Same with Tom Steyer. I'll just buy my way onto the debate stage. That's tone deaf. What makes you think that's going to work? That's what I'm saying. Clone Marianne Williamson. Let's get a bunch of her up there and let's be truly entertained without actually hating the person. Hey, and you never know. She might actually drop some major truth bombs that nobody else is talking about. Like, I don't know. We don't have a healthcare problem in this country. We have a sick care problem. The industry is all about keeping you sick, not getting you healthy. So why are we calling it healthcare? That's a euphemism. That's what Marianne Williamson's on. I'm not saying I support her, so don't get triggered. I know some of you are like, Mike, you're turning liberal again on me. You did it with Tulsi, now you're doing it with Marianne. I'm just saying 2 things can be true at the same time. She's not getting my vote. I don't support her. I'm just saying, if we're going to have to sit through this clown show while we're waiting for another year so we can all pull the lever for the guy who's going to be president anyway, can we at least be entertained along the way a little bit more than we have been thus far? That's all I'm saying, guys. And that's my little spiel for the day. I just wanted to get that out there. I am going to be over the next couple days. I should have started. I probably will start today, actually. I'm going to be switching my YouTube and BitChute thing around a little bit so that my backup channel is linked to my BitChute. Because right now, this channel is linked to BitChute. So any video I upload here, including the stream, automatically goes over to BitChute. But I want to link my backup channel to BitChute. So that way anything I upload there will go on to BitChute. I need to get all of my videos from the past, year and a half I need to get those duplicated onto my backup channel. And in the process, those will all go over to BitChute. So if you haven't seen some of my super old videos, like my throwback stuff, not super throwback, but more than a year old, sub to the backup channel. You'll see it over there. I'll be uploading it mainly for the purposes of it going on BitChute, but it'll be dubbed on the second channel. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you for subbing to the backup channel. We're getting closer to 900. Let's get it to 1,000. Please, by the next, let's say by the end of the year, can we get it to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year? Because once we do that, then I can go live from my phone and there's more features. I can actually, I think, monetize it at that point, but who knows where YouTube's going to be. But I feel like this channel, the days are numbered for this channel. It has not grown. The subscribers I have now are the subscribers I will have. I wouldn't doubt if I've lost some subscribers just by making this video. It happens. This channel is plateaued. Not the content, but just the growth and the reach. People just don't see it anymore. So I think that's YouTube saying they're ready to just mark it for deletion. It's probably going to happen. So just brace yourselves for doomsday, right? Doomsday next week. This time next week, I may not have this channel. So that's a long-winded way of me saying sub to the backup channel. Get over there, sub to it. Links are in the description. Follow me on BitChute. Follow me on Facebook, which officially I have more followers on Facebook than I do on YouTube because the video I uploaded yesterday already has I think it's closing in on 3,000 or 4,000 views. Whereas the same video, the exact same video here is barely touching 1,000. Not even 5% of my followers see it here. So YouTube is lagging. Facebook is surging. The support over there is great. Facebook is kinder to me. And I guess I'm monetized over there too. So follow me there. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm also on DLive and Telegram. I have no idea how to use those platforms. I just heard other content creators say, get over there, expand all the platforms. What else am I on? I'm on Parler, but I don't use that. But still, follow me there because who knows what's going to happen with my Twitter? Who knows? So follow me on all these other platforms, guys. And I see some people are shouting me out in the comments over here. Larry said, see you on BitChute. We'll sub on BitChute. Cool. Perfect. Thank you so much. And as you guys know, this channel is 100% crowdfunded. If you guys want to support, I still have my Patreon, and then there's PayPal links in the description. So guys, please support this channel. God bless you. I will catch you in the next stream and or video. Peace.